Civil society organizations in Edo State during an interactive sessions with the candidates of this Saturday Edo State governorship election organized by African Network for Environment and Economic Justice. ANEEJ has called on the people of Edo State to ensure that the Guba poll is peaceful because according to the civil society organizations, there is life after vote. ANEEJ, before the interactive session, organized a campaign against election violence and intimidation of voters across the three geopolitical zones of Edo South in Benin City, Edo Central in Uromi and Edo North in Auchi of the state. Participants during the rally could be seen holding various placards with the inscriptions, "Vote not fight, there is life after vote," among others. A news statement by ANEEJ indicated that the rally was organized by the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room in collaboration with ANEEJ successfully organized a civic education and peace rally ahead of the upcoming Edo State governorship election. The rally, which saw the participation of stakeholders including security operatives, police, NSCDC, FRSC, the National Orientation Agency, and community members, aimed at raising awareness on the importance of peaceful conduct during the election and the crucial role of key stakeholders in ensuring a free and fair electoral process. The event commenced with a visit to the traditional monarch, the Ojoromi of Uromi Kingdom, where the Executive Director of Uromi JDPC Very Reverend Father Dr. Fidelis Aredo delivered a keynote address to the chiefs, urging them to utilize their influence in mobilizing community members for a peaceful and violence-free election. He emphasized the significance of community vigilance and, in turn, encouraged community members to promptly report any suspicious activities to the police or the palace. The peace rally mobilized communities in Esan Northeast local government area for the Edo State governorship election, fostering a united commitment to upholding peaceful and fair electoral practices. With strong support from security agencies, local leaders, and community members, the event served as a crucial platform for advocating for a violence-free election, ANEEJ stated. At the interactive session, the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Senator Monday Okpebholo, represented by Honorable Washington Osifo, focused on fiscal discipline, proposing targeted investments to increase Edo State's internally generated revenue, IGR. We can boost our IGR with fiscal discipline and by directing investments to the right sectors. He also committed to holding biannual interactive sessions with the public to ensure citizens' voices are heard, the APC candidate stated. Goodwill messages by the Edo State Chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, Comrade Festus Alenke, President, Conference of Non-Governmental Organizations, Congos, Comrade Bartholomew Okado encouraged the candidates to shun violence, hate speech against one another and work with their supporters to ensure a peaceful electoral process in Edo State. The interactive session started with opening remarks by the special guest, Archbishop Augustine Obiora Akubueze, represented by Reverend Father Benedict Onwububini. The interactive session with Edo State governorship election candidates was moderated by ANEEJ Executive Director, Reverend David Ugulo. Present at the interactive dialogue included the governorship candidate of Accord Party, Dr. Bright Enabulele, candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, Dr. Azeme Azina, candidate of the African Action Congress, Udo Obrefo, and the representative of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Honorable Barrister Washington Osa Osifo. The Civil Society Interactive Session, with political parties and candidates, was organized by African Network for Environment and Economic Justice, ANEEJ, with support from the Rule of Law and Anti-Corruption, ROLAC, program. The Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Benin, His Lordship, Archbishop Augustine Obiora Akubueze, urged the candidates of all the participating political parties to reject intimidation and any harassment from any quarters in the election and seek peace. Archbishop Akubueze admonished that the dialogue should be used to discuss the future of Edo State and strategies for fostering an environment of transparency, collaboration and mutual respect. Today, we gather not only to discuss the future of Edo State but to foster an environment of transparency, collaboration, and mutual respect. This dialogue represents a vital opportunity for our candidates to share their visions and for the community to engage in meaningful discussions. While urging the candidates and their political parties to seek peace ahead of the election, Akubueze noted that peace is not just the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice, understanding, and goodwill. He said, as we engage in these important conversations, the Catholic Church also calls for peace as we approach the elections. We emphasize that peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice, understanding, and goodwill. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that this electoral process is marked by civility and respect. Let us remember that every citizen's voice counts, and we must create a safe space for everyone to express their views. We encourage all candidates and supporters to engage in peaceful dialogue and to reject any form of violence or intimidation. Together, let us commit to a peaceful election period, one that reflects our shared values and strengthens the fabric of our community. Let us embark on this important journey together, united in our commitment to peace and democracy. Welcoming participants earlier, the Executive Director of ANEEJ, Reverend David Ugolo, pointed out that the dialogue is meant for civil society actors to interact with the governorship candidates and also give the candidates the opportunity to sell their manifestos to members of civil societies, as they are also voters. Ugolo said similar event was held with the contestants in the 2020 governorship election, expressing dismay over some violent incidents that have trailed the current electioneering campaign and called for caution among the political gladiators. While setting the rules for the interaction, Ugolo urged members of civil societies to ask only questions they have evidence about and avoid issues bordering on hearsay and shunfall language. The chairman of Edo State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Comrade Festus Alenke, urged politicians, political parties and their candidates to play by the rules of the game, adding that, there is no need to kill ourselves because of election. Alenke pointed out that whichever way the election goes is news for the media, stressing that even violence and other negative behaviors on election day are news for the media. The chairman of the Conference of Non-Governmental Organizations, Congos, Comrade Bartholomew Okaudo, appealed to politicians to play down on the things that will lead to violence, regretting that some of their activities and utterances have led to violence. While appealing to whoever wins the election to carry the civil society community along in the governance process, as they have a lot to contribute to the enthronement of good governance, Okaudo urged the candidates to make their campaigns issues-based. The political parties and their representatives were drilled on how they will handle education, health, environment, infrastructural facilities, sustenance of prompt payment of salaries and pensions, the independence of the Edo State Independent Electoral Commission (SAF), rule of law, separation of power, gender and social inclusion, war against corruption and other issues relevant to the enthronement of good governance. The candidate of the NNPP, Dr. Azeme Azila, who spoke on his plan for teachers in the state if elected, said there will be training and retraining of teachers. He said if voted as the governor of Edo State, he would create a viable platform for teachers to brainstorm with the modern technology. Azina also talks about how he will employ more doctors and create a good environment and modern equipment for them to carry out their work. Dr. Azeme said to tackle unemployment is for him to focus on production. He said there is no need to taxing the poor and leave the rich, saying that the gap between the rich and the poor is very wide. For the Accord Party, AP, candidate, Bright Enabulele, said if his party is voted into power in the state, they will give Edo people favorable tax relief. He said corruption and poverty is what is affecting the people of the state. Enabulele opened that he is going to focus on social issues that would make life meaningful for Edo people, adding that the good people of Edo State have never enjoyed good governance. According to AAC candidate Udo Obrefo, the best way to promote business in the state is to encourage the small and medium-scale industries by assisting them with funds and tax rebates, and by so doing they will not only grow to become employers of labor but also increase cash flow into the state. This will go a long way to grow the local economy that will reduce tension and unrest, as well as solving the problem of insecurity within the locality and the state in general, because many hands are now engaged in employment, according to independent newspaper.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.